Hi everyone, welcome to That's Mental. Okay, today, real quick, I'm going to be covering what is a trauma response. A trauma response is a word that gets thrown around a lot nowadays, and people will call pretty much everything and anything a trauma response. But do they really know what it is? It often gets misused, and today I'm going to break it down for you. What does it mean? A trauma response is an ingrained behavior that you automatically have and do in certain situations. It's the way you react to something or someone as a defense mechanism. It's probably not what you would consider a normal or healthy reaction, but the thing is that you're so used to it and it's so ingrained that it just comes out automatically without you even being aware of it. This reaction has developed in you because of a traumatic experience that you had, and that's why it's called a trauma response. Let's say, for example, that the minute one of your parents entered the room when you were a child, you knew that you were gonna get shouted at. So every time that parent would enter the room, you would make yourself as small as possible. You would make yourself really quiet, discreet, maybe even hide and tense up also physically in preparation for what you knew was coming. You'd pretend not to hear the shouting and you would stare at your feet and you would just maybe even shut down and avoid and ignore everything that was happening around you. So a trauma response looks like you behaving like this as an adult anytime that somebody starts to shout or raise their voice, or even when a certain form of conflict appears in your life. Every time you're going to be in this kind of situation or similar situation, you are going to repeat that behavior that you learned as a child, which means that automatically, without even being aware of it, you are going to make yourself small, try to hide, tense up physically. That's just what you learn and what you know, and it's not something you're necessarily aware of. You might realize that it's not working for you, but you also might not know anything else. That's because this is your learned behavior that you acquired since childhood. It seems very simple, but essentially these types of behaviors, like I said, are so ingrained in us that we consider them normal and we don't even stop to think twice about what another option might be. We don't question it, we don't try to find other ways to react, we just do what we've always done and what we've always known. That's why it's important for you to understand that this is your trauma response and exactly what a trauma response is, so that you can start to work on it, change it, and ultimately create new, healthier responses that work better for you as an adult in your everyday life and situations that are no longer the same as the ones that you knew as a child. For more information, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.